But Fritz, it's good to see you. Introduce yourself for our friends who might not have the privilege of yet knowing you.
Yes, ma'am. Hi, my name is Fritz Polite. I work at Shenandoah University. Chromosomally, I'm a marketing professor, but I actually work out of the president's office, working with at-risk students, and I really enjoy doing that.
Mhm.
Been here 11 years. Originally from Tampa, Florida. I have the honor and privilege of serving on the board with Lauren, and I just want to go on the record. I'm an 8-year military veteran. I know what it is to soldier. That term is kind of a special term for our military folks. Is what does it mean to be a soldier? That means you do whatever you have to do to accomplish the mission. This is a soldier, a real live living soldier, because what you're doing and what you have done in terms of your leadership with the mission and our board is just phenomenal. And I'm just so happy, and I'm so humbled to be able to serve and work with you and our board. Again, the soldier thing is not to be taken lightly. There's certain things you have to do to own and have that title. So you're a true soldier, hardcore, man. It's really great work you're doing.
I appreciate that, Fritz.
Yeah.
I really do. I hold that with such high value. So I appreciate that. Fritz, why are you involved in the community in the ways that you are? What drives you to be so highly involved? And it's not just you; it's your beautiful wife Becky as well.
Yeah.
You guys are Ann and John are dynamic. I would say the exact same thing about you guys. What drives you to be so heavily involved?
Yeah, there's no question in my mind. My mother, my mom, she's in heaven right now, but we were young when we were young kids. We used to hate like Thanksgiving. We had to go and we had to do things before we had our own family dinner. My mom would, we would go out and we would feed the homeless. My dad, he kind of was a little side-by barber guy, so he would go and give haircuts and stuff, and we hated it. And he's like, oh God, we got to go do this. But my mom was setting the template for us, and she would always say, before you eat, you need to do your business. You need to serve others. And so over time, we came to embrace that. We went from not really liking to do it to like, hey, this is what we do. And the Polite family, our whole family became kind of known as that family that did those types of activities. And so now in my senior years, I'm trying to teach younger people, particularly students, that it's not about just getting an education. It's about how do you use that knowledge to better society? How do you use the intellectual wisdom that you're going to get from a university? It's not about you. It's about what can you do for others. And so I embrace that, and it makes me feel like I have some value, that I'm willing and able to help when I can. And so that's why one of the reasons I think God was steering me, and to have this opportunity to serve on the board. And the work that we are doing, it's just crazy. When I came here, 11 years ago, to look at where what's been done, and not only that, but the future. So I'm just doing God's work. That's all I'm doing, and it's every day is a blessing.
Yeah, amen. I love it.
Yes,
I love
ma'am.
it. Fritz, I think one of your gifts that I see is your ability to see talent and potential talent in others, and you call that out. I think that's such a gift, and you do that so well, and you highlight that, and you are that person's like that woo man. Like, you are that that individuals, you see their ability, you see their potential, and you speak that into them. And I've seen that in me and my own professional and experience, and I'm just so grateful that you serve on the board, and that you're involved in the way that you are with that talent, and you just I'm so grateful for that.
It's so funny. A lot of people, so I used to work for the NFL, and they're like, well, what did you do for the NFL? They call it talent acquisition. What's that? It's a scout. So I literally would go to practices, go to practice, look at them in practice, then look at film.
Yeah.
Then I would go to like the Senior Bowl, the Blue Gray, the Inside Classic. I would go to those bowl games and then watch them, and then I would write up an overview of what I saw. So it's funny that, because we were talking about that last night, I had no background in that. I've never, those people have done it for 20 or 30 years, but the first 2 years I did it, I picked some people that no one else saw.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was able to keep, they're like, hey, wait a minute, sit down here. What did you see? And I said, I went to practice, and I would just watch them in practice. And then I would, and of course, interviewing them as well, talking to them and getting to know them. But I really, truly appreciate that, because, being able to, like, for me, I like to try to take something or an individual, particular students, and bring them to that next level.
Yeah.
Right. And so that they empower them that you can be better. Right. It's a matter of you accepting that. And once you accept the fact that you can do better, then you will do better. And particularly around the responsibility piece, the how you look at your life, like how do you view your being, and what purpose do you have?
Yeah.
So, the talent piece is very important, I think, because a lot of people don't realize that they have the talent, and it's up to you to bring that the best in them out.
Yeah.
And I don't know there's not like a recipe or anything. I think it's more just about relationships and, and empowering them, making them feel important, making them feel like, they're growing. And I think once they start to feel that, then they start to kind of like a flower to flourish and to grow.
Oh, yeah. And I can imagine you see that at the university with, your students there. And we see the same thing here, at the rescue mission, speaking into individuals who for so long have been told, you're not worthy of this. You're not capable of achieving this.
Yeah.
You are this, you are this current label. And I mean, I think that's a lot of the human experience too, right? Like personally, if I set my bar but so high because of my own personal limitations or self-beliefs, right? But then I have somebody like you who's got such a talent for saying, no, Lauren, raise that ceiling, because that doesn't exist, right?
Ma'am.
Like shift your paradigm, raise the ceiling, because you are created to be far greater than anything you think you can be. And you speak that into your students, and my team speaks that into the people that we serve here. And I think if we just continue to create a culture of that, and I mentioned earlier, I think it was with Rick Brown, and do for one that which you wish you could do for many, right? Because we look at, we look at the entire Shenandoah University population, right? And that'd be just unbelievably overwhelming for you to do. And I look at the population of people experiencing homelessness, unbelievably overwhelming. I believe that we can do it, but do for one that which you wish you could do for many, and speak that into that person. You don't give them dignity, you help them see their own innate dignity. You got nothing to give. You just speak it into them, and you do that so well, Fritz. And I'm grateful for your leadership in that.
So my professor side, there's a thing called the expectancy theory. And the expectancy theory leads to the Pygmalion theory. The Pygmalion theory is about expectancies and outcomes. That means if you expect little, you get little. If you expect more, you get more. So the expectancy theory is you draw the line, you say, okay, here's my expectations. And then you say, you know what? Scratch that off. We're going to move this here. Well, those people that are here might now go here, and those people that are here might go there. So the moral is, you must have high expectations and have high standards and hold those people to it. We have 4,000 students at Shenandoah University. If every student gave 1 hour, that's 4,000 hours. If they gave 2 hours or 3 hours. So my point is that as an institution of higher learning, it's our responsibility to empower them to give, to empower them that this is your purpose. This is what we do at Shenandoah University, and all institutes of higher learning should incorporate that. Many schools do, like particularly those that have a theological or religious background. That's the core of your being, is to serve.
Yep.
That's why you're here.
Yep.
And I think we do a really good job at Shenandoah, but we're not done. Like,
Yeah.
oh
Yep.
no,
Yep.
we're growing, we're
Yep.
building, we're getting
I
more
love
and more
that.
students involved. I came. As a matter of fact, I came on a Thursday to serve, and there's like 10 ladies there, and I'm like, "What are y'all doing there?" And they're like, "Oh, we're from Shenandoah." Really?
Yeah.
Well, we're with they're with the soccer team.
Yep.
And I'm like, wow, it was so cool. They all had their gear on.
Yep.
They were doing their thing, and they looked so excited and happy to be there. And it just made my day. Listen, we don't even need you. I'm like, okay.
All right. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
if that's a problem, it's a good problem to
That's
have,
a good,
right? You
yep,
want to
yep.
you want to outwork yourself, or
Yep,
you
yep.
know, have others. You want to work yourself out of that and bring others up who can do it.
Yes, ma'am.
As well, if not better than you ever could. And
yes,
what
ma'am.
what a dream that is.
How are you doing? How you holding up?
Oh, good. Today or just in general?
In general.
In general, it's so good.
Yeah.
Like, I really am. It has been a season of gratitude, and a season of joy, right?
Yes,
and
ma'am.
in the times when I feel like I think gratitude and joy are not a feeling; it's a disposition, right? You have to choose it. You choose it because I know that it's not just, those two things are not based on circumstances. It's an attitude. It's a mindset that I have, and I choose that every day. So I am well. I'm better than I deserve. I'm good.
Well, you have made my day.
Likewise, Fritz.
Coming here. It's really cold out, and I think we've got another guest there. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go to the bank and come back.
Okay.
Because I hear about this matching thing going on, and I got to do my part. So I'm going to run to the teller machine and come back and see you in about 2 minutes.
I appreciate that. Yes, sir.
However long it takes me to go up and back.
All right. I appreciate that, Fritz. Thanks for all the ways you support us and support this community. You're a rock star. I appreciate you.
It is my honor and privilege. You keep balling.
Yeah.
Keep doing your thing. Anything that I can do to support you, and that we as a community can do to support the mission. And thank you for your leadership. Thank you for the vision. And for really, I mean, again, I remember that when we, at the very beginning, when we were talking about you moving into that role, and you just said, I'll do my best, and I need you all, and you have just killed it.
I appreciate
and we're just getting started.
Yeah, I know. Yep.